All right, we live, we live, we live. What's up with the camera, man? What's up with the camera? They don't want us to win. They don't want us to win. What's up with you, camera? All right, there we go. There we go. Let's make sure the audio is good. Audio is good. Audio is good. Okay, we live. We live. Peace and love. Peace, love, light, eternity to every single one of you guys tuning in. Let's go ahead and express some things that we're grateful for in the chat box. We're currently right now live in Atlanta. And let me show you guys the view right now. So we on top of Atlanta. We got a meeting right now here in the next 30 minutes, where we're going to be giving more information in person. We're touring 30 cities in the next 45 days. I dropped the link for a couple of the cities that we'll be in going forward. You guys could just go through that Eventbrite channel as well and check out some more of the cities that we'll be in. We're getting over 30 cities in the next 45 days. So I was really thinking about, going live during the events and stuff, but I was just thinking like I'd be doing a disservice to all of you guys that is not here, live at these events. So tonight we got Atlanta. It's going to be a smaller event. Got about 5 people pulling up, and that's the thing about me. You can never get too big for the little things. You can never get too big for the little things. So it's going to be a smaller event, but it's going to be an event where a lot of people are going to be able to come and, actually get access to me, work with me. If they got any questions, any processes, they can bring the paperwork. They could bring any questions, ask any questions, and we could get those solved right then and there on top of the trainings that I'm going to be doing. And today I just wanted to go ahead and introduce you guys to those that are and may not be familiar with an open-ended credit plan, what it is, how can one be denied credit, how can one be denied their God-given right, right? So I'm going to go ahead and break down a couple of these things for you guys and how we cannot be denied credit and how if we are being denied credit, just because we cannot be, that does not mean that we will not be. All right, so I'm going to say it again. Just because we cannot be does not mean that we will not be denied credit. Just because we understand consumer law does not mean that they're still not going to report these things on our consumer report. So is for us to go out, know our rights, and be able to take action on them. So that's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm looking to do in person on this tour with you guys, work with you guys. But also I'm looking to show you guys whether you got good credit, quote unquote good credit, or whether you got quote unquote bad credit. I'm here to show you guys also how to go ahead and get paid from your credit report, your consumer report, and then also what to do with it as well too, because there's lots of information out there where people are teaching you as to how to get paid from good credit, maybe a trade line business. If you guys look up tradelinesupply.com, all of you guys can go to tradelinesupply.com, Tradeline Central, right? Y'all could start up your own trade line business. If you got credit cards that are aged, and got some history, if you guys know anything about manufacturer spending, manufacturer spending is where one goes out and liquidates a credit card. And you guys can do this with like Best Buy, for example. Go to Best Buy, buy some electronics through Best Buy. Once we buy the electronics, I can go back the next day and get asked for a refund of my purchase. And say I spend $10,000 at Best Buy, I can go back the next day, get a refund, for the TVs and the et cetera, what I had purchased, computers, et cetera. And as I go back and get a refund, I can get that money onto a debit card. So now I just liquidated that credit card. I gathered up the points, etc. That's not what we're here to talk about today, though. I'm here to talk about an open-ended credit plan, but that's just there to show you guys the access to, just loopholes within this credit space as a whole. Doing that with business, credit and business funding as well too. Now that's allowing us to receive, double to triple the amounts of limits through business funding, through personal funding, personal credit cards, etc. So yeah, for me, there's lots that we can do, lots that I'm going to be teaching in person. Outside of that, even just different investments that, I partake in that's helped my credit exponentially, and how I've been able to just travel the world and do these things that I've been doing, over the past year and a half, 2 years. We've been in the Philippines, we've been in Brazil, and I want to be able to show all of you guys how to do so as well, too, how to make money no matter where you guys are at. Keep this in mind. Just $17,000 every single year is $1 million in the Philippines. It's about 50,000 USD is like 1.5 million in Mexico. It's our money holds a lot of weight. The USD holds a lot of weight. So if I can learn how to make money out here in America and bring that overseas, right? The things that you guys can do, are all the plans that you guys already have. So having your own farms, your own communities, being able to grow and live sustainable off the earth. And, I don't know about y'all, but that's things that I aspire to do. Having your own, restaurant, maybe having your own, whatever it may be, right? It's more than attainable. Y'all just got to start thinking a lot bigger, and y'all got to go out and see the world. Y'all got to go out, and we can't see the world if we're so tied in with what we're doing and focused on, and we're just focused on debt, 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 and that's all that we're thinking about. So I'm here to show you guys, how debt is an illusion. Right? I have a book coming out, about how debt is an illusion, and so I'm looking forward to, sharing that book with you guys and everything going forward. So let's go ahead and hop right into today's teaching. So bear with me, family, as I pull up this next slide. All right, so we can see here on my screen. So we're gonna come here down to what am I even referring to with the open-ended credit plan? Where did you get this term from? I don't want you guys to believe anything that I say here on this live going forward on any of my previous channels or videos. I want you guys to understand that over the past year, everything I've done has been all organic. I haven't ran one ad. I haven't put no money into ads. The reason as to why my channel has grown the way that it has is because people are getting the results. Yes, there's those people. Now, there's duality to everything. There's those people that have maybe applied a couple of the things that I've stated. They've got some pushback, and they caved in, and they stated right away, yo, Gotti, whatever you're saying is not accurate. You just over here capping it. Like, now, make this make sense. Why would I come here and waste my time teaching you guys things that don't work? What does that do for me? Like, the more success, the more results, the better that you guys do, the more that the word is going to be spread. The more that the word is going to be spread, the more people that will enroll into the university, the more people that will want to work with me with my mentorship, the more people that will want to franchise out with our company, the more people that will see the operations that I that I have overseas, and how with my assistants they can also use these assistants and get access to our agency. And now that they got access to our agency, it can help them with any business, whether it's websites that they need created, whether it's graphic designing, whether it's video editing, whether all of these edits and these shorts that you guys are seeing. I don't even be seeing them. I just be seeing the results and the views of them. But all of these shorts, I don't use. I don't create. I don't. I'd be lying to tell you guys I do. I don't even be seeing half the stuff that's being posted on my channel and stuff on the short side of stuff. Now, obviously, live here, direct, we here. That's the only thing that I really have time for is to go live with you guys. That's why I'm going live. Now, why would I waste my time teaching you guys things that don't work, that haven't worked for me? Now, I'd be the last person to teach you something that I've never done myself. So everything that I'm teaching you guys is all personal experience. It's all things that I could show for and have showed for time and time again. Not only have I, but my people that have been here on YouTube that have actually taken action, that have gone through the phases and gone through the depths and stayed consistent and persistent and gotten the results. They've shared it with you guys time and time again. You guys can check the Discord. You can check the testimonial channel. Y'all can check it. Where I'm beyond the point where I got to prove myself to anybody or anything. So if things aren't working, it's simply because you're not doing the work. And my thing and my goal is to show you guys all how to do for self. I don't want you guys to even have to pay for any of my services. So I offered as well too. There's already been 11 people that have gotten started. For the next 9 people that get started, I said first 20 people that get started with the mob that's here on the YouTube channel for $25, I'll give you guys access to my university for free for 30 days. Okay. So let's hop right back into it. I look forward above all else, though, to meeting you guys in person, you guys being able to actually gain this information. What I'm teaching on tour is going to be a game changer. I'm showing you guys how to use and program ChatGPT to be able to show you guys how to go ahead and get deletions, from your guys' reports, how to use case law study by using ChatGPT without you guys having to go through hours of reading case law studies, in which I've done time and time again. But I'm like, yo, AI is the future. AI makes all my shorts as well too. My assistants use the AI and they chop up the videos that I do and the vlogs that they make, and boom, AI creates 30 shorts, 40 shorts. Then they just schedule the shorts. Boom. Now we got shorts every day posting. Like it's what's here, it's what's now, it's what's present. And so like we got to get in tune with it and we got to be able to capitalize off it. So I'm going to show you guys on tour, also how to use AI and how to program it to be able to not only remove anything, but also how to, set up a whole business around this. Once you guys program the AI as such, y'all are going to be able to do and help anybody with any deletions, student loans, bankruptcies, evictions, repossessions, so on and so forth. So that's what this tour is about. That's what I'm looking forward to continuing to give you guys and go through the depths with. So if you guys got any questions as well too throughout this live, feel free to go ahead and drop down below. We're going to be here only for about 5-10 minutes. I'm going to be pretty quick. So make sure if you guys do have questions just to drop throughout this live. If you guys are coming in, just streaming in, make sure to drop some likes as well too. Let's get the likes up so that more people can get in tune with these teachings and with the movement that we're creating just overall as a whole. So the term open-ended credit plan, what does that mean? All right, so the term open-ended credit plan, y'all go ahead and read it really quick. Y'all go ahead and read that real quick. All right, let's get to it. So what is an open-ended credit plan? Gave y'all more than enough time to read. Like, it's very self-explanatory. Open-ended. So let's go ahead and break it down. It means a plan under which the creditor, whom is the creditor? Let's go ahead and read it. Refers only to a person. All right, we know the term person is a natural person or an organization. one who regularly extends. We got about 10 more minutes because my event starts in like 15 minutes. So I got to get to this event. People are texting me and said that's what I was doing right now, responding to them. Number one, who regularly extends, whether in connection with the loans. Who's regularly extending? Who's regularly, extending their credit card? What is our credit card? Our, any card, play, or coupon book used to obtain money, property, or labor on services. We're the ones who's currently or who is regularly extending. Anytime you guys use your social security number, you guys are extending credit. So that just goes to show right away how we are the creditor. Reasonably contemplates repeated transactions, which prescribes a term of such transactions and which provides for a finance charge. Anytime that we provide our credit card, a finance charge has arose. A finance charge was created. What is a finance charge? A finance charge, let's see. Information required by the subchapter shall be disclosed clearly and conspicuously in accordance with the regulations of the Bureau. The terms annual percentage rate and finance charge shall be disclosed more conspicuously than other terms, data, or information provided in connection with the transaction, except information relating to the identify of the creditor, except as provided in subsection C. Regulations of the Bureau need to not require that disclosures pursuant to the subchapter be made in order to set forth the subchapter, and except as otherwise provided, may permit the use of the terminology different from the employed in the subchapter if it is conveyed substantially the same meaning. So if we come here to the term 1605, that's going to break down the determination of what a finance charge is. All right, and I just want to go ahead and show you guys this really quick. Any consumer credit transaction. So a lot of people will try to say that this is only for mortgages, but this is for any consumer credit transaction. It's determined as the sum of all charges. And why it mentioned the annual percentage rate is because the annual percentage rate is literally the finance charge in a percentage form. All right, so drop a 3 in the chat box if that makes sense. So which provides for a finance charge which may be computed from time to time on the outstanding unpaid balance. A credit plan or open-ended credit plan, which is an open-ended credit plan or open-end consumer credit plan, within the meaning of the preceding sentence, is an open-ended credit plan or open-ended consumer credit plan. So it's open-ended, right? If there's a bottle and there's no cap on it, and then per se the bottom of that bottle didn't have a bottom as well, and it was open-ended, then therefore there is no end to it. So it's open-ended. So I wanted to make that very clear, as we all have access to this through our credit card. I also want you guys all to go ahead and look into the Social Security Act of 1936. Then I want you guys to come here to the channel as well too that we have on YouTube. Let's go ahead and let's see what AI tells us. Let's go ahead and see this. So it says, let's see what it says. It says, under TILA 1602, it defines 1602I, the key characteristics of an open-ended credit plan, repeated transactions, credit replenishments, finance charge. These plans typically involve finance charge, which can accrue based on, so this is kind of like surface level stuff. Open-ended credit plans offer flexibility, but are subject to federal regulations to ensure transparency. For instance, lenders must disclose finance charges. So I'm going to program it, and I'm going to show you guys here, like within probably the next week or two, because I'm doing some more programming, like getting case laws into it. And yeah, I'm going to show you guys that in person on tour, and then I'll give it access to after we go on tour on probably in November. In terms of the information, and like how I programmed ChatGPT to be able to find different case laws and stuff. So probably in November, you guys will be able to get access to that on the public. But I want you guys to go ahead and come here to the channel and look at this last post that I had, well, not last, but one of my more recent posts that I put on the community. I haven't really seen any of those. All those photos for the quotes, though, are my pictures that I've taken. This. So here we go. The Social Security number card on top is a card from 1936. Now you look at the card. What does it say? Account number. Now the ones at the bottom are the new Social Security cards. You notice that they took the words account number off because they don't want you to know that your Social Security card is an account connected to the Federal Reserve banks. And so, I mean, these were the original cards. These are the more modern ones. And above all else, once again, if we just come here and read 15 U.S.C. 1602, it's going to tell us very clearly that a credit card is, once again, our Social Security number. So I wanted to just bring notice and awareness to such. Then I'm going to go ahead and hop into this right here. I went over this a little bit yesterday, and this is for anything, not only just student loans. This is for, charge-offs. This is for, and this is why we're able to remove any account in the first place and discharge debts as a whole, is because they've already been credited. Like I mentioned, the finance charge is the sum of all charges. If I come here to truth and lending disclosure, I gotta hurry up. All right, we'll see very clearly. I want you guys all homework. Pull out your guys' contracts, pull out the agreements. All right, you guys are gonna see that. Boom. Finance charges, always going to be less than the amount financed. And the amount financed will tell you right away the amount of credit provided to you on your behalf. Where is this credit being provided to me on my behalf from? Once again, it's that account number. It's that account that is tied to the Federal Reserve banks. And so I want you guys to understand that, once again, the amount financed is always covering the finance charge, but the finance charge should be and is the sum of all charges. There should be no payments outside of it. And once the finance charge is credited, they've been credited. That's why anytime you get inquiries, you guys can get paid up to $1,000 per inquiry. And many of our clients do. And I wish I could be able to show you guys all of the responses from these companies, but these companies are smart. They have NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, that do not allow us to be able to show such. But in terms of the settlements, we've got many different settlements and clients that have gone through and showed checks and showed that they've gotten paid, but we cannot show the responses from these companies and what's been stated throughout correspondence with them. But a lot of these everything that I'm teaching you guys is everything verbatim in terms of what these clients are using in their letters, and they're using the ChatGPT to help them do so. And what I'm teaching on tour in terms of the programming with the ChatGPT and also the case law study, this is only more, of a cherry on top. So adverse action, y'all got everything right here through ADR.org. Y'all can go here to ADR.org. Y'all can find there's no secret, right? The secret's out if you've ever thought it was a secret. Come here to the consumer portal. Find that arbitration clause. It states if there's any claims, any disagreements, file it through arbitration. Take them through arbitration, and the arbitrator will help settle it, right? So if there's anything that you see that's inaccurate, that's unfair, that's misleading, that's deceptive, I want you guys to go through ADR.org. Find that agreement. Go through the contracts. Find the agreement. Go through and read the truth in lending disclosures. See if the finance charge has already been covered by the amount financed. If it's already been covered by the amount financed, why am I paying something that's already been credited? So now let's come here really quick to the term adverse action, because how can I be denied if everything's already being credited? Well, in accordance to the FCRA, one cannot, and the FCRA is dealing with everything credit related. A denial or cancellation of an increase in any charge or a reduction or other adverse or unfavorable change in the terms of coverage or amount of any insurance existing or applied for in connection with the underwriting of insurance, or a denial of employment, a denial or cancellation in any increase in any charge for or any other adverse unfavorable change in the terms any license or benefit described. So all I see right here is I'm talking about a denial of employment. All I see is I'm talking about a denial of licensing. All I see is them talking about a denial of insurance. Never once do I see them talking about a denial of credit accounts and trade lines. Never once do I see them talk about a denial of, the open-ended credit plan. One cannot be denied, things in which we're extending to them in the first place. The reason why they're able to even offer credit is because they've gotten the credit. They've been credited by us. As I mentioned earlier, we're the creditor through every transaction. That's why in the FDCPA, they understand that there's evidence, abundant evidence of the use of abusive, deceptive, and unfair debt collection practices by many of these debt collectors. Debt collectors are not just, these debt collectors out there that purchase the debts from these financial institutions. These financial institutions that are telling you that you owe anything are also debt collectors themselves as well too. It's using any instrumentality in attempts to collect an alleged debt. That's why also we're able to go out and cease and desist any debt. If we were, how can the consumer just, cease and stop all communication further? How can we state to them, if the consumer wishes the debt collector to cease further communication with the consumer, the debt collector shall not communicate further? Why is that, stated in the FDCPA? Because if we truly owed something, how can I just go out and tell you, yo, I'm cease and desist in all mediums of communication, in the attempts to collect an alleged debt? I want you guys request the method of verification that they're using. Request it. They must provide what it is that you guys are requesting. So request that method of verification. And if they can't provide it, it's all nonsense. Why would we be able to go through and use the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, who regulates all of the banks, and when we file these complaints, we're seeing deletions left and right? Why is it that and when you guys use this, enter in that EIN number, enter in their tax identification number. Once we start talking about them losing out on money, now that's when they're going to start, moving more accordingly. So use the FDIC, PACER, public access to court electronic records. How do they even receive my personal information? How does bankruptcies get reported on Consumer Reports? It's because they use the PACER system to furnish this information. Just like me and you can go out and use this PACER system to go ahead and find other case law studies of how one's been denied credit, others have taken them to. And I'm going to draft up a letter for you guys once again after we go on tour, because it'd be doing those that are there in tour in person a disservice for me to teach what I'm teaching in person live when all of you guys can get there, all of you guys can get access to information, so be doing y'all and them a disservice. So I want y'all to look through here. It's simple. Create a login, log in, find a case. It's very, very simple, very self-explanatory. You don't got to be a genius for this. All right. Social Security Act of 1936. I showed you guys the picture of this, and just how everything changed in the 1936. With around the Social Security card, and why they came up, and they needed something to place the securities, as collateral to the debt. And if we just look up right now, the amount of debt that the U.S. is in every single second is going up. And who are they indebted to? They're indebted to we the people, not any of these countries. They're indebted to we the people. And so that's why we can go out and get reparations. That's why, everything and all of these regulators and companies, are paying out millions to hundreds of millions to consumers that know who they are. The CFPB, if you guys look up the newsroom, every month they're paying out tens to hundreds of millions, these banks. And, I'll find one right now. CFPB bans and they order the company to pay 120 million. Orders TD Bank to pay 28 million. That illegally tarnished consumer credit reports. This isn't things that I'm making up, right? These regulators are getting these funds though, because people think that this is just some things on the internet, something that I just came across, and I'm like, yo, hey, everybody, take some time to learn this information that won't do you no good, So let's see. And I apologize for my absence and me just making moves in person. But I promise you it's for the overall bigger and better of everything that we're creating and establishing. So I'm about to be going back to the Philippines and now getting up buildings on the land that we've, been purchased out there. And it's in the mountains. It's beautiful. And so we're about to start building and get the groundwork. We're going to do a 1 level at first, but we're going to build up and build 5 stories. So once again, the agency is growing daily. If you guys ever need any assistance with any of your businesses, you guys can always reach out to us at 305-575-2843. And that's for anything. And we can help you guys with whatever you guys are seeking. So, y'all seen 28 million, 120 million. Let's see. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. CFPB sues Solo funds for deceiving borrowers and extracting fees. CFPB distributes 384 million to 191 victims of Think Finance illegal lending practices. CFPB distributes 384 million. So this isn't something that is, this is something that goes on time and time again. So does anybody have any questions? Or we got to go? I got to go live. I got to go live here in person. So I wanted to just come forth here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch and give you guys some game, in terms of everything credit related and how we are the creditors. Jada Marie, you're 1,000% right. We are the creditors. And if you want to read a book, you guys can read this book by David Robbins called Give Yourself Credit or something like that. That's a good book that will give you guys some more insight on the open-ended credit plan. I got even more PDFs and stuff in our Discord and Sauce with Gotti. I got a whole tab where I just drop sauce. And so if you guys got any questions, please text us once again at 305-575-2843. And I look forward to seeing all of you guys live in person on this tour. Once again, we'll be in 30 cities in the next 45 days. So let's get it, family. Peace, love, and light.